And now, it's Boomer Life, lifestyle discussion designed to make your life more engaging, meaningful, and complete. Celebrating the baby boomer generation, this is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
And here is the best part. You have a head start if you are among the very young at heart.
Well, good morning and welcome to Boomer Life here on CIL 650 for the young and the young at heart. Sterling Fox with a couple of guests who are very pleased by our producer Dwayne Bishop's musical introduction. We have the folks from Shannon Oaks on board for Boomer Life today. Jillian Fullerton is back with us, big Sinatra fan, and
Yes.
enjoyed the music. Nice to see
Very
you
much.
again.
Thank you.
And a rare appearance from the general manager over there. Sean Wilson is also
Oh, good
back.
grief. I'm not that rare.
Well, it's good to have you back with us. It's been a while.
It's
Sean.
awesome to be here.
Well, you guys, I appreciate particularly the two kingpins in the building being here just a couple of short hours ahead of the big summer carnival. You're awfully brave. I assume the rest of your colleagues are making those final preparations as we
Organized. We're
Very organized.
So tell us about, let's get right into it here and talk about the summer carnival, because I know you've had camp days and all that stuff, but we're talking a matter of a couple of hours from now. So
That's right.
What's going on at Shannon Oaks today?
A big carnival from 2 till 4 p.m. So come and join us and have fun. There'll be all sorts of games, some prizes, and I think we might even get Sean in a dunk tank.
Are you going to do
Yeah.
that again? I heard about you last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, not only did I get dunked once just for the novelty aspect, I got dumped all afternoon. So I'm looking forward to another wet afternoon at Shannon Oaks.
Well, rank hath its privileges, or so
Sure.
I'm told.
Sure.
So now,
There's
this is
clowns. There's all sorts. There's cotton candy. There's
Mm-hmm.
calliope music. There'll be all sorts of face painting.
Sure.
So bring kiddies, bring grandchildren, bring your mom, bring everybody.
Okay.
You're all welcome. But let us know.
Okay,
So
so-
give us a call.
So, and we'll tell you where to go and all of that kind of stuff, the address and the
Yep.
neighborhood and all that
Yep.
kind of thing. But if you'd like to go to the Summer Carnival, which starts this afternoon at 2 o'clock,
Yep.
you are welcome to do. They'd love to have you pop
We'd
by.
love to.
Absolutely.
If you have a senior in your life that is perhaps thinking about some kind of retirement community option in his or her future, this would be a perfect opportunity to pop in, have a look at life in a community on a really up day, to be
Yes,
sure.
that's
But
true.
it's also, I mean, Shannon Oaks is an up place at all times.
It is.
Even
With a
on a
person
qu-
like Sean,
even
it
on
has to be.
even on a quiet day, Sean, it's not rowdy, but there's a positive, upbeat vibe that's
Yeah.
impossible to miss when you walk in the door.
Yeah, there's an atmosphere at Shannon Oaks that's pretty special. And as soon as somebody does come in the front door, they'll be greeted with a placard above our fireplace mantle that says "Welcome Home." And indeed, it is a home environment in the best sense of that, where we all act and behave as family.
Mm-hmm.
People that move in are just added. They just add so much to the flavor of the place. They begin to come alive. In fact, there's many people that don't have a lot of socialization going on in their lives right now.
Yes.
In fact, they're quite isolated. And so once they move in, they really come alive. They explore hobbies they never explored before. In fact, last week I managed to, during our camp week, take some residents out on my motorbike, in fact, and some had never been on a motorbike before. And so, yeah, granted, I was very cautious on the roads.
Well, of course you would be.
But it is a fun-filled place that we really do wish for all our residents dreams to come true.
Well, and there you go. If you're a person who, in her early 90s, has always wanted to go for a ride on a motorcycle, well, there was that opportunity just
Yeah.
a few weeks ago with the boss, no less,
That's
to
right.
ride on the back.
Yeah, and in fact, many residents said, if you ever want a passenger again, just come and knock on my door. I'll be ready. Just tell me when, and I'll be there.
So all people need to do this afternoon, Jillian, if they want to pop over and take it all in, is just give you a call before they come, just
Give
so
us a
you
call.
can make allowances for provisions and
Adding
such,
more
right?
food.
Exactly.
Our chef will be right on top of it, so that's really good. So there'll be all sorts of snacks and goodies to have to eat, but we want to provide, so we've got the numbers there too.
Okay.
So it's 604
Right.
324 6257.
Okay.
That's 324 6257. 888-267-8257. So give us a call.
Yeah, if you'd like to go to the carnival at Shannon Oaks today, just give that number a call, and we'll repeat it in case you were dashing for a pen or whatever, and you didn't get a chance to write it down. We'll repeat it umpteen times over the next hour, give you lots of opportunity to give us a call.
Go to www.shannonoaks.com, too.
Right.
And all the numbers are there.
And Sean, while we're on the subject of the website, when you go to shannonoaks.com, you are presented with two options. You get Vancouver and Victoria. A lot of people in Vancouver don't know that there's a Shannon Oaks on the island as well.
That's right. The brand Shannon Oaks has been so successful and so endearing to all of our residents that we thought as an organization to expand the brand over to Victoria, and indeed it's been a great success over there as well.
It's in Oak Bay.
In Oak Bay.
And it's now I've been to Shannon Oaks in Vancouver, of course, but I have yet to be to the one on Goldsmith Street in Oak Bay, but you obviously have.
Yes, I have, and you just get in touch with Leo Martin
there,
and Leo will show you around and give you a wonderful tour and stay for lunch.
Okay. Now, Sean, talk to us a little bit about Shannon Oaks and about Baptist housing.
Yeah.
This is a big year for Baptist housing in Vancouver because it's your 50th anniversary on the same piece of real estate, no less.
That's right. We just celebrated our 50th anniversary, and I guess in essence, 50 years ago, a bunch of Baptist men and women got together and realized that indeed Vancouver was an expensive city even back then.
Yes, it was.
In the 1964 era, they put together a foundation, a society, in fact, that would provide for retiring missionaries and pastors. And in fact, our ministry and our organization has grown and blossomed since then. Now we provide all sorts of housing options for seniors across the province. We provide housing options and in some cases care for over 2,000 seniors. And our biggest hubs are in Vancouver, Victoria, and in Kelowna. But our flagship is definitely Shannon Oaks.
Right, and Baptist Housing is the umbrella company that operates all of these retirement facilities, whether it's here or on the island or up in the Okanagan.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, now, is it therefore, I mean, I'm jumping to conclusions perhaps here, but Baptist Housing would suggest that perhaps it would be probably a good thing to be a Baptist if you want to go to Shannon Oaks.
Well, you can be a Baptist, you can be a person of faith, you can be a person of differing faith or no faith at all.
So it's not a requirement.
It's not a requirement for pre-screening or pre-entry, but it is something that is one of the guiding principles of why we exist as an organization, and certainly our senior leadership, myself included, are of the Christian faith,
right.
and that's very important for us because it is the point of reference we have in why we care as much as we care, and that's due to our Christian faith.
Right. Now, the CEO of Baptist Housing is a gentleman named Howard Johnson. No way related to the other Howard Johnson, the hotel magnate, but
That's
he's
correct.
a very, very bright man nonetheless, because Shannon Oaks, Vancouver, and Victoria for that matter, because it's basically Vancouver on the island in terms of design and intention.
That's right.
Shannon Oaks has become a model that people from all over the world, they come to visit you, Sean, and shake your hand and walk around and learn how to do a seniors retirement community the right way.
Yeah, and Howard Johnson is a fantastic leader of our organization. He actually went around, rumor has it, to around 70 sites prior to Shannon Oaks being built. So he went around to 70 different seniors communities and saw the nuances and the special touches that would make the creation of Shannon Oaks the fulfillment of all of the best things that exist in the industry.
Right.
And to this point, he's now gone on to around over 200 sites. So he still brings back good, new and creative ideas that we can bring to our amazing community, Shannon Oaks, and perfect and enhance upon. And it's that kind of innovative leadership that continues to have us be one of the key places that delegations from China, from South Korea have come over and sought us out because they wish to take what they have now heard of, the best seniors community organization, and take the best back to their countries as well.
So 50 years ago, in this piece of real estate near 49th and Killarney, and I'm in the neighborhood. I'm not on the right street, but I'm in East Vancouver.
Yeah.
So Baptist Housing purchases this real estate and begins to build a seniors. The original facility was for pastors and other retired members of the church community, right, Sean?
That's right, and it was called Clarendon Clarendon Village, Clarendon Court back then, and so we actually are on the original site. Shannon Oaks was built on the original site of the first project that we started back in 1964. So it's extra special that kind of the birthplace of our organization is indeed where Shannon Oaks, our flagship, is placed. So we're really excited not only to work there on the property, but to appreciate the heritage that comes with that.
And Jillian, there is a Clarendon Court where you are still adjacent to Shannon Oaks. So that name carries on 50 years after the fact.
That's assisted living, whereas Shannon Oaks is independent living.
Okay, can we stop for a second here, because now this is important because as we boomers, and this is Boomer Life, as we boomers try very hard to do the right thing and to educate ourselves before we can become any good assistance to mom and dad in helping them arrange their affairs as their lives go on, we need to learn a lot about seniors' retirement living. And it's unhelpful that some seniors communities describe their services in different ways than others.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing. So while we have the two of you right here in studio, let's talk about these levels of service that are provided. There are 2 at Shannon Oaks, but in total, available in some communities around BC, there are 3. And even in some Baptist housing communities in Kelowna, they have that 3rd level. But
That's
what
right.
2 are offered at Shannon Oaks, Sean?
Well, Shannon Oaks is an independent community. So independent means that people are living just as you or I are, and if there becomes occasion where they require additional help with this or that, they can arrange from an outside service, to have that as a contracted service come in, just to help supplement them living independently.
Sure.
The assisted living, which we have at the Shannon Oaks site called Clarendon Court,
right.
That is a provincial program designated for those that require quite frequent assistance. So they need help with bathing on a regular basis. They need help clothing themselves, perhaps, and have their meals provided and those sorts of things. The 3rd level of senior housing is called residential care.
Okay.
So that's sites that have residential care would be more round the clock. Nurses and care aides available to help people, whether it's with mobility issues or if they have different degrees of dementia.
Right.
And so you have your independent living, your assisted living, and your residential care.
Okay, and at Shannon Oaks we have independent living and assisted living. But with the assisted living element being included basically under the same roof, even though the buildings are beside each other, because there is that assisted living, there are medical staff on duty most of the time. So that helps. If there's a nurse in the building,
Clarendon Court.
Right, but would that nurse not be available in an emergency for Shannon Oaks?
Well, what we do is we ensure, and in fact I insist, that all of our team members have current first aid. So that's a unique requirement, so that our maintenance person has first aid, our activities people,
right.
our dear Jillian here, from a marketing perspective, has first aid, myself included. And in fact, when we come across a senior that is in some degree of stress, usually they either alert us through their phone in their suite,
right.
or they press their emergency help pendant. When they press their emergency help pendant, any one of our team member can and is capable of responding. And indeed, if there is a situation in the middle of the night that requires additional assistance, we do have a care aide on duty at Clarendon Court that could come together and help to support, so that 2 people could, in an emergency, help to support one another in the overnight setting, and one of them certainly would be a care aide.
Right. And one of the things that you were just talking about, your teammates, all of those wonderful staff people there, another aspect to living at Shannon Oaks is the fact that most of the teammates, most of your colleagues who are the staff, have been there for a long time. This is a group, Jillian, that is very committed to its work.
I agree. They're very committed to the work, and it's because, I think, of the environment that's created there. I do think that the faith base makes a huge difference. I think because that caring compassion that is there between colleagues is not only there between colleagues, but also from head office down.
Okay.
So we all benefit. You feel that you're very prized. You're taken care of. They're concerned about you, and they support you, they reach out to you. I mean, we had at our camp day, our final day of camp day, it was Route 66. We ended up in California in Disneyland.
Okay.
Well, we were all in costume. Our CEO, Howard Johnson, came as Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
I mean, you know, what CEO, for a head of the company, will turn up at an event like that and support you that way? So and Ray was there. I mean, there's all sorts of different people that come from head office to support you at all times.
And the underlying theme with not only from our CEO on down, from a board level down to our most grassroots team member, is servant leadership. We are here to serve, not be served.
Right,
and
right.
that is something
Yeah.
that permeates the culture from one to another, as well as our residents can't help but enjoy being embraced with that same mantle. So we're really appreciative that that's not only placard on the wall, but it's a values that's you know, riddled through our culture.
It's not a clever cliche. It's a daily work ethic.
That's right.
That's right.
I have been in the industry for over 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
I have never worked at such a wonderful place.
That's interesting.
That's true.
We'll talk a lot more about Shannon Oaks. Our guests in studio, Sean Wilson and Jillian Fullerton. It's Carnival Day. We'll tell you more about that and remind you of the phone number. And we'll talk about how boomers can, well, be effective advocates for their parents in terms of learning and passing along that information in a helpful way. This is Boomer Life on Sea Isle, and we're back after this.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on Sea Isle 650.